For this segment, we're going to bind off our stitches from the needle. Binding off is the way that we remove the stitches from our needle, whether it's most of the time it's going to be to finish your project. Sometimes it's to do a buttonhole or to make an adjustment in a size. So there's different reasons why, but for us it's going to be to finish this my little sample piece here with you. And also, of course, so you can learn the technique. I mean, you don't want to work on the project and can't finish it. So what you're going to do is most patterns will tell you how to bind off. But for the most part, using this technique of binding off, which is just your basic bind off, you're going to go what's called in pattern. And what that means is you will continue to follow the stitch combination as dictated by your pattern. For our pattern, or for the pattern that I'm doing, I'm just knitting all of my stitches. And so I will bind off while knitting my stitches. To begin, you're going to knit the first 2 stitches. Here's 1. Here's 2. Now when you knit the 2 stitches, you're going to now take that first stitch and pull it over the second stitch and off of that needle. That's my first stitch. It's going to go over the second stitch and off of my needle. So the 2 stitches now became 1 stitch. Now you will knit another stitch and do that once again. The first stitch on your needle will go over the second. Just think of it as somewhat of a bunny hop. Knit another stitch. And you want this to be loose. And pull it over. I'll do another one. Knit a stitch. And pull over. And I'm going to do just a couple more for you. What I'd like for you to do, if you're working along with me, is to continue until you get to the end and bind off all the stitches until you are left with just 1 stitch on your needle. I'm now on the last few stitches of the bind off. If you find that it's difficult to do a loose bind off, especially if you have a garment that is dependent upon a stretchy outside edge of your bind off, you can always increase your needle size just for this part of the process. And you're going to pull it over until you get the very last stitch on your needle. Once you have 1 stitch left on your needle, you're going to pull it up and cut it. And then remove the working yarn and just pull your yarn tightly, and that's already going to make a little knot. And there you have it. We're done with binding off.